Prudence. Today I'll talk about the virtue of prudence. Prudence is one of what we call cardinal virtues, and cardinal means hinge. There are four cardinal virtues, which are like the hinge on which the other virtues take their base, or they rotate. And just to mention briefly the four, there's prudence, there's justice, temperance, and fortitude. And then talking about prudence, we ask ourselves, what is prudence? What is the virtue of prudence? It is the habit of acting according to reason. And we know that we define virtue, any virtue, as a good habit. So the virtue of acting according to reason is what prudence is. Or sometimes you can say it is the habit of considering the right or the wrong of things. It basically means that it's the ability to use our mind, to use our head. So sometimes when people tell you that was thoughtless, that was unreasonable, it probably means that it was not very prudent, and we probably didn't take the time, to pause so that we can choose the right means to achieve whatever it was, the good that we wanted to achieve. Sometimes when we talk about, we use that expression, sleep over it, and it's a help sometimes just to say, just pause and think about it so that you choose the best means and the best way to proceed in this particular situation. The virtue of prudence, of course, this is just a very broad outline of what the virtue of prudence is. The virtue of prudence usually would be acquired and through experience and also through seeking advice. So if you're persons who know how to seek advice, we grow in the virtue of prudence. It also builds other virtues that, for example, humility, docility, meaning that we are teachable. People who are prudent also have that virtue, what we call sagacity, the ability to take decisions quickly in a given situation, and so on and so forth. And then some of the, just for us to even be able to examine ourselves, as it were, some of the symptoms or signs of imprudence or lack of prudence would be, for example, hurrying too much. People who are too hasty, that can be a sign of imprudence. Or laziness, just not making the effort, of analyzing things, of doing things well, and so on and so forth. Or inconsistency is another sign of imprudence. So basically, the virtue of prudence is like telling you, use your head, and that's why we also say that the virtue of prudence in a way controls the others, because we basically go back to it to guide us on how to act in any given situation. So keep up with us, because we're going to talk about many other virtues. We are going to talk about the other cardinal virtues one by one. We also trained people, of course, in this, in the personality development, in self-knowledge and self-acceptance. So get in touch with us. I've given my contact details in the description below, and see you in my next video. Bye.